Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and welcome to the fourth video in my tab punchboard series. In my first three videos, you could see here a sampling of the things that we have made, from labels to tags, tabs, folded tabs, belly bands, and what you don't see are oversized 12 by 12 inch filing folders. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can make greeting cards, and with double tabs, how you can make file folders using one sheet of paper. Now, are you guys ready for this one? I'm super excited about this. I'm going to show you a tab page, but it's not about the tab. I shared in a previous video I was going to use something with a punch board that I've never seen used with any punch board. Check out my tab page using Chipboard. Yes! And then finally, I'm going to reveal that shape I talked about in my last video, one of my favorite shapes of all time. At the end of this video, I'm going to offer you some creative ideas how you can use your tab pages, how you can use your file folders in the organization, not only in your craft room, but in your kitchen. You might notice that my punch board looks a little different, and that's because I've added some foam cut. You might notice that my punch board looks a little different, and that's because I've added fun foam to the top of my punch, and that's because, as I mentioned in my last video, I punched so much that the palm of my hand began to get sore. So to prevent that, I've added this foam. I'm going to cut it down and make it look real cute. I'm going to also add additional layers. So I recommend for any of your punch boards, if you're punching a lot, add fun foam, or you could even wear gloves. I'm going to get started with what I'm most excited about in this video, and that is the possibilities of using chipboard with this tool here. When I began crafting, I started off making books and journals, and I love it. Though it's been a while since I've made one, I think real soon you might see a video of me sharing one of my journals. Now, the kind of chipboard I'm using, it's not that real thick stuff, but many of you have access to it. It's by Recollections, so you could pick it up at Michael's. Now, I don't know of any crafters who have tried chipboard with their punch boards, but I have several punch boards, including the envelope punch board and the bag punch board, and of course you use paper with those. I do have the one that makes boxes. Perhaps chipboard could be used with that one. It's so fitting to be able to use chipboard with this tool because you can make chipboard covers for your albums, journals, and your book. To get started using chipboard with this tool, you treat it like it's paper. Now, my disclaimer is I'm not sure if this tool is meant to use chipboard, but I am very surprised at the ease of using chipboard with not only the blade, but with the punch. It got the job done, and it did not require a lot of strength. If you haven't seen my prior videos, especially video number 1, do check that out because I did an overview of the entire tool. I'm using a size chipboard like this. I'm going to place it under the punching mechanism and punch. Then remove my tab alignment bar, flip my chipboard over, and I'm going to make a large size tab. Now, to punch this, it does require more strength than using paper. Of course, it's thicker. I'm going to cut off this excess here. Watch how easy this is. This little blade is really sharp. Take a look at my chipboard tab page. This is so cool. I love it. If you're going to use chipboard with this tool, I recommend thin chipboard like Recollections. Also, use only bare chipboard, meaning don't cover your chipboard with paper and then use the tool. Cover your chipboard after, because it does require extra pressure to punch through and cut through the chipboard. Now let's make a file folder using one sheet of paper. This tutorial differs from the tutorial in my first video because in my first video, we needed to bind two sheets together because this is an oversized file folder. Well, in this one, I'm going to use an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. Next, I'm going to score down the center of my paper. You could use any size paper you like. Take my tab alignment bar, put it in the top and bottom left-hand holes, and punch. I'm going to go ahead and punch the opposite side, but the same side. Put my tab alignment bar back there. I'm going to flip my paper over to the size of the tab I want to create and punch. I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the other side. Now I need to cut off both ends of these excess pieces. Now I have the largest file folder that I can make with an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. Because making greeting cards is the same process as making file folders, we are going to make a double tab greeting card. I've already cut down my paper and pre-scored. I have my alignment bar in place, and I have my paper positioned vertically. Stick it in and punch. Flip my paper over and punch the opposite end, same side. Now I'm going to remove my alignment bar and create my tabs on this side first. Choose the size tab. I'm going to choose medium. Flip the paper over and do the same for the other side. And there you see my two tabs. In case you're wondering why I didn't do all my punching at one time, well, I have redid this particular segment several times. The first time, I got a card that looked like this. It's okay, but I wasn't going for this. The second time, I realized when I punched all of my corners at the same time, my tabs would not come out correct. So I'm doing it with these steps in the event that you want double tabs on both sides of your card. Now we're going to create the tabs on the opposite side of the card. Position your tab alignment bar back in position and punch. Flip your paper over and punch. Remove your alignment bar and with the same settings you used on the other end, punch. I think I used medium. Flip the paper over and do the same to the opposite end. Now we're looking like we're getting somewhere. You want the bar in between your tabs. And this is my completed double tab card. Before I reveal that shape that could be made with this tool, let me share some of the greeting cards that I have made. These have different size tabs. And I'm using Gingham paper. And by the way, did you know that Paper Tray Inc. carried Gingham paper? This is their paper. And right now, you could get it for $1 for 15 sheets in all colors. Here's one here. With this one, I accidentally cut off the other tab. And then I came up with something I thought was really nice. I folded this part over. I'm going to do something with this. I'm not too sure how I'm going to use that, but I like that. And then here's one. Okay, so now it's time to reveal that shape I mentioned earlier and in my video yesterday. One of my viewers in my video before last, it was the video where I shared tags that you can make with this tool. She mentioned something that I saw when I played my video back. Her name is Sweet Drop 45. Thank you, by the way. She saw a shape that happens to be one of my favorite shapes of all time. Did anybody else catch that? The shape that she saw and that I saw is a mason jar. You will see that shape depending on what size of paper that you use to make a tag. So Sweet Drop 45, I played around with these mason jar die cuts. And by the way, this is a chipboard. And I came up with some different styles. And I've taken a tab that I made, and I shared that also in a tutorial. And I added the tab to the actual die cut. Now this next one looks kind of funky because I added too much twine, but here I took one of my folded tabs and I shared that in one of my previous, actually my video yesterday. So there's a folded tab, but I added too much twine. But I used that tab as a lid. Now check out this one. This one also has a folded tab, but you can fold it up. And here is a lid. You really can't see the shape. This paper is really busy, but I like how this one turned out, and I like the folded tab and how you can open that. This next one is also a folded tab, but it's folded a different way. So it opens down like that. I think that's really cute. So I'm going to play around with making mason jar tags with this tool. Now, as I mentioned before, this is my favorite tool. I do have other punch boards, but I see myself using this one all the time. It's something very special about the unique shape of a tab. When I see a tab like this, I think of organization. Let me offer you some creative ideas in using these. Of course, they're greeting cards, right? Because they fold. You could use these to make mini albums. You could also use them to make junk journals. Because these are file folders, I think of organization. And let me tell you, because you can customize different sizes, you can organize to your heart's content. One idea is to create your own tab pages for your Rolodex. How cute! These come in different sizes, and once again with this tool, you can make different size pages. Now, though these are foldable, you could cut it down the center and use one side or one page as tab pages or as dividers. Another idea, and you're looking here at this box that holds my recipe cards. Now, I don't have any tabs with this system, but now that I can create my own size, you can best believe I'm going to have different tabs to separate the different categories. Now you can also buy the containers to hold index cards, and you could use something like that to create an organization system. You can take a box and decorate it, and that can be your organization system. Now this next idea I love, and I think I'm going to adopt my own idea. Make a set of these in any size using any papers you like. Of course, you're going to need some type of storage box or container. Use these for your die cuts and your stamped images. You could have one per theme, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Or what about making a set of these with different die cuts and stamped images in it as a gift for someone? Ooh, I love that idea too. I hope you have been inspired by my creativity. And if you have, why not give me a thumbs up? Go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, feel free to share this video and adopt any of my ideas. I only ask that you link back to this video. Now, I'm also interested in hearing from you, so go ahead and leave me a comment. And don't forget to check out the other videos in this series. Now, I want to thank you all for watching, and as always, blessings.